To create an item bank assessment in Illuminate, click on Create an Assessment tile. You could also click on Assessments, Create Assessment. On this screen, click on Item Bank. If you have not logged into the Illuminate Itembank, you will need to create a new Item Bank account. Be sure your email, your first name, your last name, and you enter a password. Be sure to remember your password. Click Sign Up. Once your account has been created, you will need to confirm your password to authorize your account. And click Sign In. Once this window pops up, you're in the Item Bank. You want to click on Assessment Quick Mode, as this will auto-generate questions based on the standards you select. Click Next. On this screen, you need to enter the information for your test. At a minimum, you need to put in the name of the test. In this case, I'm doing a test on figurative language. That is the only part that is required. You can put in an extra description. We do recommend that you also enter the academic year, grade level, and subject, because this will help you filter your assessments. If you create a lot, it'll help you find the ones you want to find quicker. Click Create. Here you need to select your standards. For the type, you will click Common Core State Standards. Subject, in this case, I'm searching for Language Arts, and I am also searching for 4th grade. I know that figurative language is a language skill, so I click on the arrow to expand this. It is also located under Vocabulary Acquisition and Use. I can expand that further. And here I have the standard here. There are 324 items. I click on the 324 items and I see that it says Selected. Up at the top, it lists the standard where I can expand to show the details, and I can enter how many questions I want for this standard. Since I'm just going to use this for a quick formative assessment, I'm going to leave it at 5. I can enter as many standards as I want as I build my quiz or test. Click Next. In this section, you would need to exclude any tests that have questions on them that you do not want on this test. For example, I have made an idioms quiz. I have 10 questions on there. I don't want those 10 questions to be on this same test. So I would click Add. That means any question on this test would be excluded. Click Next. Click Generate Questions for all standards. So here you can see, here's my standard. I have 5 of 5 questions. These are the 5 questions that are on my test. If I don't like one of the questions, for example, I'm looking more for similes and metaphors and idioms rather than synonyms, I can click Regenerate. Once it's regenerated, I see I have a simile question that I'm happy with, and I can leave it. I can go through the rest of my questions and do the same. If I don't like any of the questions on my test, I can simply click Regenerate Standard, and it will give me 5 new questions to look through. So I've reviewed all the questions and determined that it is a test that I like. I can click Ready to Publish, and I'm going to click Published. So this will send the test back to Illuminate, and it is now ready for me to administer to my students. So I simply click Publish. So here I can see an overview of the test. I see the basic information. I can go to Step 2. I can see the test items, review them again. And if I wanted to print this, I could prepare the test booklet by choosing how I want it to look, what type of columns. However, since I want this to be an online assessment, I'm not going to bother with this section. I'm going to click on Return to Illuminate. So back in Illuminate, I have all my assessments. The easiest way to filter these is to click Created by Me. Once you've clicked on Created by Me, the assessments you created should show up, and the one you just created should be at the top. If it is not at the top, click on Date Created, as the ones you've just created will be listed at the top. Click on the test. Since you're going to administer this online, click Online, click Test with Quick Code, and there's the access code for your students to take the test. The last thing you need to do is set your testing windows. Click on Edit. When do you want the testing window to open? For example, I want this to be open on Tuesday at 8:45, and I want it to close on Friday at 3 p.m. What this means is the test opens at 8:45 on Tuesday morning and closes at 3 p.m. on Friday afternoon. I only want my students to test during ELA, so I click on Administration Settings, Show, Daily Window, and I know that I teach ELA from 9 a.m. until 11:30 p.m. That means the actual testing window is open from 9 to 11:30 every day on these days. You can change the time, pauses, and you can also randomize the choice order if you want them to be shuffled about. And then click Save. This test is now ready for your students to take, starting at 9 a.m. on the 11th. And that's how you create a quick assessment in the Illuminate Itembank.